What's up, guys? Welcome back to Samojo Homestead. We survived the winter storm. Okay, so it wasn't much of a winter storm, but we did get ice on the trees and we did have some wind, which that combination means that we did lose some branches. I don't think we lost anything major, maybe about out in the woods, but nowhere where it really mattered. So we came through, we fared very well. So thankful for that. All right, guys, so today I wanted to just kind of take a moment and compare and talk about why we have the goats that we have. So one of the things that we really do try to focus on with this channel is just homesteading on a small scale and maximizing that space, and also homesteading as a part-time thing as opposed to a full-time thing. And so we are really trying to get material out there that shows you ways that you can simplify the homesteading process and still do it on a small scale while maximizing your space. And so that's one reason why I did want to take time to compare these two goat breeds. Now, I would say that both of them are going to work wonderfully for a smaller scale or large scale homestead. One thing to note though, with both of these, they are a noisy goat breed, and so you got to kind of put up with that. If you've got neighbors nearby that don't like the farm noise, you probably want to consider a larger breed that's going to be a little bit quieter. But hey, if you don't, they really add to that whole farm ambiance. A lot of times we will get asked, like, why did we add a mini Nubian? And what's the difference between the two? Especially if someone's looking to get into goats, they a lot of times want to know, like, what are the pros and cons to both of them? There's not a lot of difference. The biggest difference is the milk quantity that you get. A mini Nubian is going to give you a whole lot more milk than Nigerian dwarfs. Our mini Nubian, she's only been in milk for 3 days now, and on a good day, she will give us about as much milk as the 3 Nigerian dwarfs give us. Now, Nigerian dwarfs are considered to be like the highest quality goat milk, and so that's why we started with them. Also, they're going to be smaller. They are the smallest goat breed for dairy goats. They were sort of our introduction into like true livestock animals. So we just felt a little bit more comfortable going with them over a bigger one, like the mini Nubian. So we did get talked into adding a mini Nubian to our herd this year. And our stipulation was, well, if you can breed her, we'll take her. So that's how we ended up with her. And so far, I've been super impressed. I love them. We are actually, out of this kidding, we are going to keep at least one of the females from her, and we are selling the rest of the Nigerian dwarfs. Not because we don't like them, but we're satisfied with our 3, and we aren't going to increase our herd by much. And so the ones that we're going to keep to increase the herd, we want them to be heavy milkers. So we're going to go with the mini Nubians and stick with those. Now, Nigerian dwarfs are a great goat for a homestead, especially a small homestead. If you're just supplying for your family and you're just trying to get milk out of them, that's great. We were able last year, when we just had the 3, to get milk and have enough to do cheese. Sometimes we would make yogurt out of it. The best yogurt ever if you've never had goat's milk yogurt. And it was good. It was good for us. But Cass is wanting to do a little bit more with our goat's milk. She wants to make a little bit more cheese with it. She wants to have enough to start doing soap and stuff like that. And so we needed to get a higher milk load coming out of these goats. And so that was another reason why we went with them. Really, like if you're looking and trying to decide, it really comes down to need. And what are your needs? What do you want to do? I would also say it comes down to space. Because the dwarf Nigerians are a little bit smaller, they don't need quite as much space. Now, if space isn't that much of an issue, even if you are still limited on space, you could still keep 2 or 3 mini Nubians fairly easy. The other benefit to having mini Nubians is they have that hybrid vigor. They are a cross between a Nubian and a Nigerian dwarf. So when you cross those two, you get the really high milk quality from the Nigerian dwarfs, and you get the high milk load from the Nubian goats. Those are just kind of some of the pros and cons to both of them. Now, when it comes down to the babies, I have been really surprised at how much of a difference there is. And it's just like fun, aesthetic type differences. So Cass and I kind of had a conversation about what surprised us the most when Majesty gave birth to her babies, because it was the first time, our first experience with baby mini Nubians. So here it is.
We wanted to share with you kind of like, since we are first time mini Nubian owners, we kind of wanted to share with you what surprised us about the difference between the mini Nubian babies and the Nigerian dwarf babies. I honestly, I knew that it was a larger breed goat. Obviously, we have one, but I wasn't expecting how large that first baby was. Now, the baby that came out first that was alive, that we were there for, was the largest of all of her babies. So she does have some smaller ones, but even still, her smaller babies are bigger than our Nigerian dwarf babies, and they're like a week old. So I wasn't expecting that aspect of them. But one thing I have loved about them is their floppy ears. I love our Nigerian dwarfs. They have really cute ears that stick straight up, and when they're older, they can kind of look at you with these ears straight up, and it's definitely cute and comical. But these floppy ears are like adorable. I love them.
Yeah, definitely cute. Personally, I think the Nigerian dwarf babies are a little cuter, just because they're a little bit more compact.
Yeah.
And that's what surprised me, I think, the most about the mini Nubians is how I describe them as goofy,
Yeah.
the character Goofy, the Disney character. They really aren't. They're all leg.
Yeah.
Their legs are just
everywhere.
and just they can't stand up. The Nigerian dwarfs, they stand up pretty quick,
Yeah.
And they kind of get their legs and get their bearings really quick. These guys really took almost 24 hours before they were steady, today, before
Yeah.
they really seemed steady on their feet. And so that's what surprised me the most, I think, is just how uncoordinated
Yeah.
they are for so long. So the other thing that really kind of surprised me about them, and really just because they're all goats, so I just figured everything would be kind of the same. But the Nigerian dwarfs, both the adults and babies, when they sleep or lay down, they kind of stretch their neck out, or they'll lay their head on something or another goat and, kind of lay down or sleep that way. Whereas these mini Nubian babies curl up like a dog. They kind of bend their neck around and lay their head on their side and don't really rely on something to prop their head up. And it's just just the drastic difference in the way that they sleep has really kind of amazed me, and it's just kind of fascinating. It's probably just the body shape that really determines that.
Yep.
So yeah, they are super cute, super adorable, but they are doing really, really good. They grow fast. The feeder is working out. We got him out today for the first time. Today's Monday, actually the day before this will be released, and they're learning it. They're learning it. We've got a little bit of footage. You saw a little bit at the beginning. I'll get some more in at the end of the video. I think once they do catch on to it, it's really going to be nice. It is cute too. Something about a goat's hind end when they're eating, and that little tail's just a wagging. I mean, oh my gosh. So I know that we've been bringing you guys a lot of goat videos. It's just because that's what's going on the homestead right now. So I hope you guys like it. When we get more into spring and stuff like that, we will get into more topics with the garden and growing things actually coming up in the next month or two, maybe sooner. We're going to be pruning our fruit trees and grapevines. So we're definitely going to do kind of a tutorial on that and how to do it, because there is a wrong way, there is a right way. But regardless, you definitely want to trim them just for the overall health of those trees and those plants. and it also helps to produce a higher yield too. These goats, ton of fun. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great week. Stay warm. If you are in an area that is cold, I think like pretty much the whole country right now is. So stay warm and be blessed. Thank you guys.